Welcome to a brand new podcast. Once again, this is the Oracle 19, and my name is Greatness. You can shop online to our baby shopping mall, which is www.evolutionoflondon. Once again, that's www.evolutionoflondon.com. That's our online shopping mall where we have a whole wide range of products from clothing, men's, ladies' clothing, house products, bath towels, tools, jewelry, which is accessories, and etc., etc. Check out also www.evolutionoflondon.org. O-R-G. There is our custom clothes, accessories, digital products, personal as well as business. So definitely check that out as well. That's up and running, and we added more digital products, ebooks. So definitely check that out. And also check out www.evolutionoflondon.store. Once again, www.evolutionoflondon.store. STORE. There we have accessories, and that's a whole wide range of accessories for you. I'm just not even going to mention it. I just want you to go and dive in and check it out. So, www.evolutionoflondon.store. Check out www.royalty9international.com. The company have luxury candles, 100% natural soy wax. They burn 30 hours. Burn time is 30 hours, 30 plus hours. And it's also they also have scented candles as well. That's jasmine, frankincense, rose, just to name a few, peppermint. So check out www.royalty9international.com for your luxury candles. Mr. Will, he's a fitness consultant for over 15 years. If you want to book a consultation, email him at williesfitness99@gmail.com. That's Willies, WILLYZ, fitness99@gmail.com. And also check out his merchandise, www.wjaaccessories.com, for your custom clothing, accessories, and digital products as well. So www.wjaaccessories.com. Any business inquiries, if you want to put your brand business on this podcast, email us at evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. And that's the same email if you want to make a free will offering, which we definitely appreciate that. Same email, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. We're definitely looking to get more equipment, business equipment, to expand on this podcast. So we definitely can use your support. So send an email. Send a free will offering to our PayPal account, which is evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. Music by Cheap Limousine. Cheap Limousine channel is on YouTube. A whole wide range of beats. And once you go to his YouTube channel, you will see other social media sites, so you can like, subscribe, and share to his channel. And speaking of YouTube, Greatness 19 channel. That's our educational channel. Whole wide range of definitely videos to open up your third eye. So like, subscribe, and share to the Greatness 19 channel. And also, as a footnote, thanks guys for continuing to show your support and passing the word around about the YouTube, the Greatness 19 channel. So, and continue doing that. We pass it to your friends and family in the place where you reside, different countries, cities, states, provinces. We definitely appreciate that, your support. And please just put it out on your social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, links to the Greatness 19 channel, and also subscribe to Mr. Evolution of London. That's our health and wellness channel. Whole wide range of different topics on health and wellness. So you need you guys to subscribe to that channel too. We want to get that up as well. So check it out. You can also find that in the same page, the Greatness 19 page, under the channel tab, channels I should say tab, and you will see the link to Mr. Evolution of London. So like, subscribe, and share to that channel as well. And we have different other links to other merchandise. www.linktree.com/Evolution of London. There we have different links, as I mentioned, different products. So definitely check that out. www.linktree.com/Evolution of London. And we do have a Patreon channel that we have videos that is now on YouTube. So check that out. www.patreon.com/Evolution of London. So definitely look into that and support that as well. Now, again, the Oracle 19 podcast is on all major platforms. We're on Google. Let me backtrack. Anchor.fm, Google, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, just to name a few. So definitely subscribe to the Oracle 19 podcast, which you can subscribe on Spotify. And Oracle 19 podcast, any other information I haven't mentioned about any merchandise, anything that I've left out, you can check it out in the description boxes of the Oracle 19 podcast, Greatness 19 channel, as well as Mr. Evolution of London channel for all other information in the description boxes of those three major platforms. So anyway, let's get to it. Now again, as I mentioned weekly, I always give you my perspective on things that definitely will be controversial. And again, is my opinion, perspective. Today we're going to talk about direct racism versus indirect racism. The Black People's Edition. I know right off the bat, other races is not, including black folks, it might not like what I say, but again, that's my perspective. Now, what is the difference, you would say, with indirect racism versus direct racism? And a lot of people would think, oh, it's not like how it used to be for y'all black folks. You should be happy with what's going down today. You're not being hung like you at all. And you have all these opportunities. You can get into the entertainment world. You can make money. You can sit in the front of the bus. You're not called outright the N-word anymore. Yada, 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 yada. Now, does indirect racism exist as well as direct racism? We all know the answer to that. We all could agree, especially for black folks. This is for black folks. Are black folks going through these types of racisms? I'm not even going to deal with other races. That's something, this is just strictly for black people. All your other races that's listening, just enjoy the ride. Now, personally, personally, my personal opinion, let's break down indirect racism. See, indirect racism is just as worse, in my personal opinion, than direct. It's more insulting, passive aggressive. I'll give you an example. See, a lot of times people will say, "Oh, that's certain events that go through black people's life indirectly." They will say, "Oh, that's not that you're just sensitive." But I'll give you an example. Me personally, I was going to the bank, and I was actually dressed. Nice button-up shirt, slacks, my nice little hat, dress shoes. Walking into the bank, not looking threatening, just ready to transact business. I had a small check on me that was it was like a rebate. I overspend on a particular bill, and the company forwarded a small check. It was like $3.25. Okay, so I had a deposit in the bank because again it's $3.25. So I'm dressed, going to the bank with this check because again, what I'm going to do with this, I'm not going to throw it out or anything. I just want to deposit. Simple, no big deal. Walk into the bank. This is early in the morning. Basically about an hour after the bank opened, so everything is cool. Okay, I walk in. Phase one. Tellers just look at me. Okay. Now, this is more like a mostly white bank. White patrons that come in there, white clients, I should say, that come in there to make their transaction. So, a black face coming in there. Okay, they look at me with a little funny look. Now, I know a lot of people will say, okay, right there, you don't have to go there because people look at each other all the time. But the vibe that you get, and I know other races is not going to understand that. This is for my black folks that is in the know. You get a feeling immediately when you walk into that bank or a public place, and when you got white folks and other races, the way they look at you, they will look at you like you don't belong there. That type of vibe. I'm not a fool out here. I could tell, and we all could tell as human beings when you walk into a place and when you get a look like, why you here type of look. All right, so I walk in, immediately everybody froze. It's like the world stopped and everyone just, all attentions, even the customers turn around and look at me. This is for a hot, like 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, so, but anyway, I go to the teller, continue my business. They got, people look, that's what it is. I'm used to it. Okay, I go to the teller. Good morning. She say good morning. And, so that was fine. So I just like to make a deposit. Okay, that's fine. So put my card in the machine and put in my passcode. And I said, here is a check and just want to deposit. That's all. And I get the receipt. That's all I want for today. She said, okay, fine. Give her the check. She looks at it. Again, it's $3.25, you know. So she stares at it. About a good 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds, staring at it. Okay, I look at it, okay, you know, all right, but it's, again, in my mind, I'm saying it's $3.50. I mean, $3.25, excuse me, $3.25. That's what I meant to say. So, okay, how long you gonna stare at this $3 and change check? Like 10 to 15 seconds. Then she's looking at me. And then she looks at the check again. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like saying, okay, lady, it's $3.25. And I got money in the bank. I think I can cover the $3.25. But anyway, let's continue. All right, now we like 25 seconds, 30 seconds in the game. She's looking, you know, studying it. And then finally after she looked at me up and down like twice, quickly, she deposited on her end. Because again, my name, obviously after I put my PIN number, my account opened up on her side, and my name, first and last name, opened up on her side. So, and then she see my bank account and everything. Okay, so we got through that. Now, walk with me. There's $3.25. Okay, now I'm ready for her to put it in deposit on her end. But I find something strange to me. She's studying the computer screen. Now, I can't see what she's looking, but she's studying the computer screen, and I'm standing there now for over a minute. I timed it, actually, in my head. I'm standing there. It's like she's looking at the screen. I'm standing there now. It's over a minute. It's like a minute and a half now. I'm just standing there. I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, this is $3.50. And she's zeroing in on the screen, just looking. I'm standing there for over a minute, literally. And then it's like she's, you know, looking through my profiles for whatever reason. I don't have any issues with my account, no bounce, anything, nothing. This is an account I'm in the plus. You know, I'm not in the minus. There's no issues whatsoever. No history of bounce checks or anything. Just clean, just deposits. And I got money in there on top of that. I got enough to cover the $3.25 for sure. So we get over the minute and a half for her to study the account, and then she asked me a question. What's my name? I looked at her. What's my name? I repeated. I said, and I stumbled. I'm like, what? What's my name? It's on there, right? And then I told her my name, first and last, and she said, oh, yeah, I can see it on the screen. That's what I'm saying to myself. Now we in like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, approximately, give or take. And literally, I looked at her funny. She's like, "Oh, okay, I see your name. Okay, so when you gonna let's move. Let's go." And then that's what I'm saying in my head. So finally, we got through it and deposited. And I'm like, all of this, and now it's like 3 to 4 minutes with the transaction, and again the looking and just the slow motion and looking at me up and down and the questions and stuff. I think this ended up being a 4 to 5 minute transaction, and just the deposit of $3.25, which you go to a lot of different banks. Once you put your PIN number in, and they for the check, especially $3.25, that's like a minute at best. In and out at best. But this was like, when everything's said and done, and taking the time and walking to a different area and blah blah blah, and this was like 4 to 5 minutes. I'ma say that because I was like, dang, what's going on? So, conclusion. Again, I just gave you the short form. Point being is that direct racism? Was the whole scenario direct racism? Indirect racism, excuse me. Was it indirect racism? In your opinion? Something to think about. I personally, this is not the first merry-go-round where I get other races, white people and other races, look at me funny or say slick things. Indirect. What else is examples of indirect racism? What white people and other races feel about you. Sure, they say in terms of black men, we dance, we great dancers, we sing, and we're great athletes. And they maybe will give you credit on that, which now they're trying to take that away slowly. But the question is, do they rate your intelligence? Do they rate your intelligence as a whole? They maybe say, yeah, my buddy Charles, he's a black guy, he's a colored guy. Oh, I'm sorry, black guy. And yeah, I think he's good. I think he's very intelligent. Yeah, he's one of my best black friends. Okay, they maybe give that one example, but as collectively, do white people and other races really feel that black men do they rate their intelligence? Because there's a lot of highly intelligent black men all over this planet Earth. Just like you have you got good people within the race, you got bad people within the race. And the average black male worldwide is a decent individual, have things together or striving to be the best they can be, just like any other race. But in society, you are rated, black man, as trash, subhuman. And I don't care what other races, white people and other races, will try to deny that. Maybe individually, you, white man, white woman, or other races might not feel a certain way. You might not feel a certain way. But your brethren, your race, your tribe feels that way collectively. Let's not kid ourselves. You heard the stories. You know. Don't try to sugarcoat it. So, question. Is that indirect racism? And racism don't have to necessarily be something where directly another group is trying to hurt you. Like they taking a stick and beating you or hanging you directly. Indirectly is defaming your character, destroying your brand. Words is very powerful. We all know this. And indirect racism don't have to be where they physically doing something to you. If you have a perception, you put it out in the world about an individual or a group, that is destroying their credibility as a human being. What do I mean? Like individually, let's say you have a person you know in your next door neighbor, and you start, and this is my opinion, my perspective. You probably will look at it differently, but oh well. I'm just telling you how I feel. Your next door neighbor, you discredit you discredit them by saying, and you don't even know. You just say they're a cokehead. And I feel they're a cokehead because the way they look. I perceive them as a cokehead. So now, and then I spread that rumor all across the world. And the world listens to it. So now when I walk around in the streets, or excuse me, when that neighbor walks around in the street, they already rated as a cokehead. So guess what? They're not going to be rated high in terms of morals and standards. Because they already rated them. I already discredit them as a cokehead, and I put their name, defamed their character all around the world. Now, on a bigger scale, this is what black men and women have to go through currently. We're not even talking about in the past, because so many races, different races, I should say, white people and others, always usually say, well, that's the past, the past. You think about slavery, this and that. Why you even thinking about that? You tripping. Well, currently now, this is how you still rate it. And they put it out there because they say, oh, well, we know they base it on certain cities, certain towns, which is not all true. And they put you labeled as you scum because a few of your black brethren is doing bad things. So all of y'all is degenerates. And you've been rated as a degenerate since you was taken and put on this land, black man and black woman. You always been rated as the scum of the earth. Why? Are you a threat? Must be, because you've been rated for 400 years as scum. From generation to generation leading up to now. Even indirect racism is very powerful. Perception you get at the job, perception you get at school, perception you get when you in your neighborhood, perceptions when you walk into a store or any other establishment. Indirect racism could be just as powerful and more harmful than direct. That's why I'm honing in on indirect racism. And of course, black people, other races, for the most part, they will never understand. And I'm personally not I'm not speaking to them for them to understand. If they understand it, fine. If they don't, I don't give a damn. This is directly to you. That's why I said the black edition. It is what it is. See, but some races will understand. Great. But most of them collectively, they look at you like a savage, black man. You're only good for the physical things in life, but you have no intelligence. And black women, same thing. You just loud and abrasive and just have a bunch of children. That's it. No intelligence. And even when you are, let's say, a professional, black man, black woman, even at the job, you could be a doctor and lawyer or an engineer, a professional, and you still rated with indirect racism. How many times we as black folks have heard indirect racism about our character, or assuming things? Assuming things with our character, assuming where we live, assuming how we act, assuming what we eat, assuming how we carry ourselves. I know you must like, you get other races say, and they said it to me. Oh, I know, you love the party. I know you love the party. How do you know? That's the question I asked. I had one guy, I had several people. Because I'm a black man, and I know you like to party. And I told him, how you know? How you know? No, I don't know. How you know I like to party? And then also here's another one. I know I know your favorite music. You like rap. You like rap music. Like, that's all I know. I mean, I do like hip hop. I do, but they think that's my pedigree right there. That's all I know. I like jazz too. I love jazz. The music that I'm playing right now, is a little jazzy music. Just nice beats. So to show you I'm not one-dimensional, but the perception. And here's another kicker. I'm walking down the street dressed up, want to handle business, ready to handle business. People walk up, you know where the weed is at? You know how I can get weed? I had that before. Other races, multiple occasions. I'm sure you black folks have several hundreds of different stories how other races perceived you. I answered that person saying, you know where I could get weed? I said, ask your mammy. Just like I'm saying it to you. Ask your mammy. Another person asked me, because I don't smoke marijuana. I never did in my life. That's just me. And you got many, many black folks that don't. Another person asked me that too. While I'm walking in the streets. Stranger, okay? Stranger. Don't know this person from a hole in the wall. Was bold enough to walk up to me. And I pointed him, I said, you make 2 blocks walk 2 blocks, and he like, yeah, yeah. Then you make a left and walk 5 blocks. Yeah, okay, okay, okay. And then you see a big building with a flag. And you walk in there and you ask them, and you can get all the weed you want. And he said, what building is that? It said NYPD, local police department there. Go check it. And dirty look, like he just gave me a dirty look and walked on. I mean, you ask me a stupid question, I'm gonna give you a stupid answer. See, so many indirect racist remarks or perceptions. Indirect racism. Now, is that examples that is going to tarnish my credibility? Of course not. But perception as a whole, as my black brethren, my brothers and sisters, if you already perceiving, if other races is perceiving you as such, this is not good for your credibility in terms of life, because you always got to be working backwards to try to make it through the system. And hey, here's another example of indirect racism. We definitely can't shy away from this. When you get stopped by the police, if you drive in a nice car. Heck, you don't even, I've been one time stopped in a taxi. I'm going home. A weird thing happened. Weird. In Brooklyn. I'm going to work. And it was many years ago. I'm in a car. A taxi. Regular taxi. The taxi was going through the white neighborhood to get to my job at the time. And some detectives stopped the taxi because it's going through a white neighborhood, and the detectives seen a black face. Made me get out of the taxi. And I'm like, okay, what? I'm getting ready to go to work. I said I have my ID on me, my work ID. He's like, shh, don't worry about it. Get on the ground. What did I do? Just get on the ground. 2 undercover police officers, white, guns ready, on the hip, one of them, all right? So I know where this is going. Get on the ground. Frisking me. Didn't even say anything to the taxi. And after they didn't find anything, no drugs, no guns, no knives, anything, they ID showed them. And I'm literally about 2 blocks away from my job. This was at night. So, what was the excuse? That someone fit your description that just did a robbery. Yeah. Perception. Is that indirect racism to you? Now, I gave you the short form because I could easily drag out this conversation alone, this topic, for at least an hour. But again, there's nothing I did wrong whatsoever. That's why I could speak on it. I had no prior situations, nothing. No smoking in the taxi, no drinking. Matter of fact, I was actually just in the passenger side, just waiting like I normally do to go to work. And the taxi driver just serviced me. Simple as that. Nothing crazy. I know your guys probably say, well, you must have done something wrong. You must have done something wrong. I know there's always going to be those individuals. But I'm just telling you me, and I know me. You believe it or not, it doesn't matter. I have many stories about indirect racism on my behalf and other black people, what they had to go through indirectly. So this is why black people could be quick to be triggered because of the BS on a daily basis when they walk out the door. The looks, the stares, the perceptions, the talks. On the job, off the job. Going to establishments, supermarkets, clothing stores. How many times you could be a regular black folk and you just walk in the clothing store and people just walking around circling behind you. But they're not going to circle behind a white person or another race. This is what it is. Let's be for real. If you had two black people or two people, both the same height, same weight, both of them going to college, both of them had book bags, both of them had clean cut. If it was a white guy and a black guy, same height, same weight, same demeanor, clean cut, both of them dressing conservative, casual, or conservative casual, either way, however you want to put it. Which one you will perceive as a criminal? That's all I need to say. This is what it is. Indirect racism. And people will make an excuse, well, because in places I know we see on the news. Well, the news, the media, what color are the media as a whole? Who runs the media? Who's the CEOs of the media? What race are they? Who's in power? White, old white men that have perfect hate for the black experience. Let's be for real. And they show it indirectly through the commercials that you watch on TV, showing you that black people just loves chicken. They give you those type of commercials. And here's the stupid part of other races. Like, you don't eat chicken. What's so extra special that, it gives black people superpowers because they like chicken? A lot? What's the meaning of it? Because black people like chicken, like white people don't like chicken? Like, when we eat chicken, we feel that we able to jump. I'm ready to jump over this pole. I'm ready to jump over this building because I love chickens. You stupid jackass. Like, you don't like chicken. I mean, the chicken farms is not catered to black people, Chicken is catered to the world, and the world loves it. Everybody eats chicken, and I'm using that as an example. White people brought that stereotype many moons ago because it's a way of degrading black people. I had a white woman asked me a stupid question, or made a stupid comment. Said, I know y'all black people y'all love cheese. Yeah, I looked up in the air too. I looked at her and don't you like cheese? Don't you eat cheese? She said, yeah, but I heard y'all love it more. Really? I bet you got cheese in your refrigerator. This is what we have to go through, black people. We got to go through this every day, every week, every month, indirectly. Comments, looks, so forth, so on. Perceptions. And stupidity, straight stupidity. See, this is indirect. Destroying your brand, destroying your credibility, making you feel, putting you out there as subhuman. Because you are rated as subhuman to this day to the world, black people. Indirect racism, in my personal opinion. Because I could say that because this is destroying your brand. Because if you as a black person is rated as subhuman, how would you be rated by the world to conduct business? People is not going to rate you because they feel you have no morals, you have no character, you subhuman, you stupid. You know, you're not going to be able to do business because people in the world is not going to take you seriously because of their perceptions of you. You just a step over a dog. In a lot of cases, they're white folks and other races treat their dog better than you. So if you are subhuman, isn't that indirect racism? Because it's destroying, again, your brand. And I'm repeating that because if people don't take you serious as a human being, you won't be able to conduct good business because no one takes you serious. Simple mathematics and science, in my opinion. Maybe y'all guys don't get it. Maybe you feel, oh, well, this is just racist. You just saying just things. I don't believe it. Well, you know what? That's up to you. Totally up to you. I'm just giving you my perspective. You could believe it or not. It doesn't matter. But I know black folks and a few of other races do understand. Now, switching gears to direct racism, because again, I gave you examples and stuff and I could keep going on with that. Direct racism is very short. Cops beating up black people for just no apparent reason and making excuses. Still going on into this day and time. So we don't have to go back 400 years. We could just talk about this racial profiling probably last week in your neighborhood, in your area, in your state, in your province, in your country. So we don't have to even go too far. Or direct racism where people say, well, you're not hung. Well, I Googled about the last time black male, been hung. And to what we know about, that was like in 2020. But again, and not directly, here it goes again, not directly showing that, the Klan did just actually, you see them hanging, that type of way. Nowadays, in my opinion, things is done covertly. What do I mean? It's not outright racism like it used to be because there's laws that have been implemented. And that's because black people in America was fighting to get those changes made. Definitely the white society wasn't just giving that opportunity and just say, here, black folks, we're going to give it to you because we love you. No, black people had to fight to get those rights put in law. So for your younger folks, pay attention. So if you go on Google and type in the last hanging, you see something in California where, it was California or Texas, I think both of those states where black people was found hung from a tree, and they say it was suicide. Okay, that's your story. You know, you just don't. I mean, it just don't make sense to me. Might make sense to you, but we're gonna just put a question mark on that because as a whole, and this is my personal opinion because I know my people, then other races know my people. Black people don't hang themselves on a large scale. Does it happen? Yes, it probably happens or do happen. But black people is not known to just hang themselves from a tree on that suicide type of mission. I say it again. As a whole, black people don't do it. And I know my black peoples. You other races don't understand the black experience like I do because I'm obviously a black man. But again, we're just going to put a question mark on that. So you can go and Google when it was the last hanging. You will see it was just like a couple years ago. Again, I'm going to put a question mark on that. My point I'm making is racism directly happens. Black men and women still getting slaughtered out here in these streets. The kids as well. And you can Google for the past 5 years how many black folks by the police, or sorry, let me backtrack. The race soldiers, as my man Tariq Nasheed would say, slaughtered black men, women, and babies. And this is not something that goes back. You don't have to go 300 years, 400 years. You can go nowadays, last month, maybe week, in your neighborhood, a year ago. And it's not like you say, oh, okay, it's going to stop. It's still continuing. The direct racism is still strong. White folks still just, say racial epithets to black people. They still show themselves of who they are, these white supremacists. So it still goes on. And it will continue to go on as long as you living in modern day society. So indirect racism versus direct racism. It means the same to me. Same-ish, different smell. So all you individuals, all you other races would say, oh, everything is sweet and, I go through certain things. You can never go and you can never understand the black experience on a daily basis. Because you might have experienced certain things, or your people, sub-races, races, whatever you want to call yourself. But you will never be able to understand the black experience wholeheartedly. Because we get it as soon as we walk out the door. Where if you, let's say a Spanish person, you are a white looking Spanish person, you could you could camouflage yourself as a white man, white woman, and you won't feel that experience. And all of these, let's say, they say so-called Jews. You could say the same thing, or I just say Jews. You could say, well, we have gone through Holocaust and things like that. But guess what? If you shave your beard and change your name to a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant type of name, you still holding your white card, and you still protected under systematic white supremacy. Because let's face it, you white. There's different tribes of white, just like there's different tribes of black. And reason why, as a footnote, I say so-called Jews, because for one, there's a big debate, not even debate, but there's a history behind it. Are the white Jews the original Jews? I'm not going to touch it on this topic, but there's been a lot of discussions about, are the white Jews the original Jews? Some say that's not incorrect. I mean, some will say that's correct, what I just saying, so-called. The original Jews was black. So it's been said that. And it's been said that these so-called Jews, and I'm putting it in quotes, as a footnote, they're not speaking the original Hebrew tongue. Yiddish, which is a mixture of Hebrew and other languages. Just as a footnote. Again, what do I know? I don't, like I said, I'm just quoting from what I hear and what I have read over the course of years. Again, what do I know? So when I say so-called Jews, what do I know? I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? Again, greatness don't know everything. What do I know? I don't know. I don't know everything. So I'm just saying. Okay? Just keep reading your scriptures and keep reading your Torah and your Bible, and you might get some truths out of that. But again, in conclusion, indirect racism versus racism. The Black Edition. Is this fact or fiction? Am I just talking just to hear myself? Am I making sense or not? I'm just giving you my perspective. The choice is yours. Thank you for listening.